Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See ya. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we're seizing the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food to what those two, rising as the beat and it's Eastern on P2G TV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. What's
On
going
Friday.
on? Okay.
That's what's up.
Welcome. I'm glad to have you here. It is Friday. It's going to be an exciting weekend. And
Come on in.
I am
You gotta
going
get
to-
closer because he y'all know this. He here now.
she just wanted me and her to look close.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
Absolutely. That's why I'm hot right now.
Told you.
Taking up all the air.
Oh, that's what it is. They're taking up the air, huh?
That's what's up. Grand Rising, everybody. How y'all doing on this beautiful Friday morning?
Yeah.
We are about to get it started. All right, y'all know how we do. We got to pay it forward.
Yes,
So if you in the house, y'all make sure you let somebody know you there. Don't be hiding out. Let a sister know because we got to grow. That's how it works. And if you out here from somewhere other than the New York area, make sure you put it down. And if you from New York, you better represent. That's what's up. That is what's up. I need to know where everybody out here coming from because we are P2G Networks Global, and we want to make sure you get that this ain't just about us. It's about us.
It's not four corners, it's four walls. Not walls, what do you call it? I didn't mean four walls.
You say that backwards.
Yeah.
It's not four walls, it's four corners of the earth. And I think that's what he meant to say. Is that what you meant to say?
That is exactly
Okay,
what
that's what he meant to say. How y'all doing today? We loving it. I know it's an early time on a Friday, and y'all like, oh, I'm trying to get, thank God it's Friday on. Y'all want to get your party on. But would you like to be able to do it with some cash in your pocket? Yeah, I hope so, because we're going to talk about that, baby.
Yeah,
Today, we are going to have a conversation about what's going down and how to make it work for you so that when you go to the club, you ain't got to worry about tomorrow morning. And your clubbing time ain't on time. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing it on time.
That's
All right.
That is the thing.
That is the thing.
Today we're gonna be on with Taylor Kenny and ITM Trading.
That's what's up.
And we got something really, really good for you guys. Pull up a chair.
Mm-hmm,
And we're gonna let the video do the talking, and then we're gonna have a conversation thereafter.
All right. And you guys bring it in. That's what I'm saying. We are gonna have I want to just share something. I'm gonna give you a disclaimer. If you are the kind of person that just want to keep it surface and you don't want to dig deep, then probably this is not your show. And I let people know that. I say that at the risk of people just dropping. You know why? Because we got to be real. We ain't got no time to play games. There's a lot of things going on in the world that you should be taking advantage of. You don't have to struggle. And just remember that the struggle is optional if you keep by yourself all the damn time and you don't trust somebody, or at least get some information you can go and verify. Yep. And that's how we work it. So let's go, baby. I love y'all. Let's get it started. We're going to get ITM trading up, Taylor Kenny doing the thing, explaining how it goes down, and then let's have a conversation, family.
We're going to get to the juice.
Let's go. That's right. I like it. You're going to get to the juice of it all. Get that juicy. All right, here we go.
Congress didn't ban a CBDC. They just changed who gets to build it. And by the time you realize what their plan is, opting out may no longer be an option. See, last month, Congress passed legislation blocking the Federal Reserve from issuing a retail central bank digital currency, or CBDC, until 2030. And the celebration was immediate, because if you've never heard of a CBDC before, it's essentially a digital dollar issued by the central bank. But unlike the dollars we use today, CBDCs are programmable, meaning that a select few, or even automated AI systems, would determine how, when, and where your money could be spent. We're talking total surveillance, total control, which is why so many Americans oppose them. So on the surface, this legislation that just passed looked like a huge win, but I couldn't get past the question that if we really just rejected a programmable digital dollar, why then are we still building the infrastructure for a new digital financial system? Because you don't spend years building digital payment rails, rewriting the laws around digital assets, and pushing alternative digital assets unless you plan on using them. But to understand why all of this is happening and what's coming next, we first have to zoom out and look at globally why every country in the world is suddenly racing to create programmable digital currencies. And I can promise you that the answer has nothing to do with making payments faster and has everything to do with control. Not only control of its citizens, but control of the entire financial system. For the last 80 years, the dollar hasn't just been America's currency, it's been the foundation of the entire global monetary system. Oil is priced in dollars. Businesses settle international transactions in dollars. And foreign national banks hold trillions of dollars in reserves. Now, that position gives the U.S. enormous political power and leverage. But the problem is that position isn't permanent. See, over the last several years, we've watched more countries settle trade outside of dollars, create more cross-border payment options. We've seen China pour billions into new digital payment rail technology. For the first time in decades, the US is facing serious competition over the future of global money. But once you understand that, something else becomes very clear. See, if the future of finance is digital, then making sure that the dollar, a digital dollar, is at the center of that future becomes the most strategic priority in the world. Which is when I realized any debate around a CBDC here in the United States isn't real. The future around a programmable digital dollar was decided a long time ago. But then the obvious question becomes, if the Federal Reserve was just blocked from issuing said digital dollar, well then who is going to step in and take their place? The answer is surprisingly simple. You let the private sector do it through stablecoins. Now, at its core, a stablecoin is simply a privately issued digital dollar, and they're pegged one-to-one to maintain a stable dollar value. But before we expand on that, it is important to call out that whether the digital dollar is taking the form of a stablecoin or a tokenized bank deposit or something else entirely is besides the point. The point is that they have built infrastructure, and once you have that infrastructure in place, it becomes very easy to swap out what runs on top of it versus starting over from scratch. Now remember, the entire reason that Americans rejected CBDCs in the first place wasn't just because they're digital, it's because they're programmable, meaning that it could be decided way above you, outside of your control, how your money moves, where and when you can spend it, how it's restricted. Now, I first warned about stablecoins being a CBDC Trojan horse well over a year and a half ago. And since then, much has changed. Since then, we've gotten the Genius Act, which, wow, what a name. You've got to give them credit for that one. But if you dig into the actual legislation and you try and understand, do these control mechanisms exist? Buried in there are the terminologies saying that any stablecoin issuer must ensure that the ability to freeze, seize, and permanently burn digital dollars exist. Freeze, seize, destroy. And they've already done it, proving that they can and will do it again. But here's the part that I keep hearing people say. I've talked to people who have told me, well, isn't it better that it's not the government, that it's a private company doing this? And to that I say, not at all. It's not necessarily safer. I mean, the Genius Act carved out stablecoins from outside of the regulatory bodies that oversee financial products. And again, you could sit here all day and say, well, they're not doing much good anyway. And I would agree with you. But now we have this gap, right? Where you have the private company saying, well, we're not the government. We can do whatever we want. And you have the government saying, well, we didn't create those, not our problem. And somewhere in the middle is you. And I know for a lot of people watching this too, that this is not some abstract concern. This is very real. You might have spent years building a retirement, decades working hard, making the right decisions. And out of all of the financial risks you thought you'd be up against, you might not have ever considered the day would come where you would have rules written into a program that would determine your access to your savings, your retirement. That's a different kind of risk than most people think about. And many people out there aren't thinking about this at all because the system isn't done being built. But by the time it is, that window to position outside of the system gets smaller and smaller. But you might still be wondering, okay, I'm with you, but how is this different than what we have today? My bank could freeze my account, which is true, but you still have processes, compliance, legal, not saying they're perfect, far from it. But the processes that exist today were designed around a human mind. But a programmable financial system, well, that changes everything. See, once the rules are built into that software, we're talking about widespread control on a scale that we can't even imagine. We all watched the bank accounts get frozen during the Canadian trucker convoy protests, and whether you agreed with them or not isn't the point. The point is that yes, restrictions can and do happen today, but they still are a manual process. It's not instant, it's not widespread, and there's still human involvement. Now imagine those same rules, those capabilities built directly into the infrastructure that the very money itself exists on.
Thank you.
See, over the last few years, central banks, institutions, regulatory authorities, they haven't just been talking about CBDCs. They've been talking about something much bigger. It's called a unified ledger, where everything from bank transactions to bonds, stocks, real estate, payments, all exist on one programmable unified ledger. This infrastructure would be so massive in scope that the obvious question becomes, how do you have something like this one unified ledger, this infrastructure that would be processing billions of payments instantly, as well as verifying identities and identifying compliance risks, reducing fraud, right? Everything else. The question becomes, who or what is going to manage all of that? This is where it gets really bad. See, central banks controlling your money, well, that's already bad enough, but at least there was a human element to it. But now, financial regulators are openly discussing having AI integrated into everything from fraud reduction to identity verification. You don't think that it's going to be wrapped in to whatever programmable system they have coming next? Meaning that AI could be determining the future of whose accounts get frozen or what and where you can spend your money? And if it happens to you, good luck fighting it. I mean, it's almost impossible today. I don't know about you, but for me, I call even a small company and I get the AI voice assistant. It's rare these days to even pick up the phone and have someone else human answer on the other end. You think you're going to have any luck fighting it when your account gets frozen or seized? Now, given all of this info, you might be wondering why? Why would anyone possibly support this? But stablecoins are being pitched as something that's faster, instant payments around the globe, something that's accessible to everyone. And historically, when we look at humankind, any kind of advancement often is sold as one thing at the beginning and ultimately becomes something else the longer it goes on. See, smartphones were sold as convenience. They didn't always mean that you had a tracking device on you with all of your digital data accessible for anyone, anywhere. People choose the option that is faster, cheaper, and easier. Nobody woke up one day and just decided to stop using cash, right? Debit cards were just more convenient. Online banking took less time than driving to a branch. And I'm not saying that the banks didn't love all the fees they were getting from the digital future, that the additional oversight, and that the government can't wait to get rid of cash. There's a war on cash right now. I've reported on it before. It's ongoing and accelerating. But that being said, at the end of the day, there was an acceptance from the masses. And I just have this feeling with everything going on right now. We know that the Ponzi scheme can't go on forever. There's always an end, that the house of cards will collapse. When things get bad, when they go from bad to worse, right, is that when this new solution is ushered in as the savior, right? In China, When they first launched their digital yuan, what did they do? They offered it for free to the citizens. Who is going to say no to free money? It wasn't until later, right? When the citizens realized that if they didn't spend it within a certain time, well, guess what? There were negative interest rates.
Yep.
Oh, some of it was going to actually expire, right? Because they could do that with the push of a button. Or maybe even worse, right? That digital yuan was tied to a social credit score. But the adoption had already happened. So if you ask me, Congress temporarily halting a CBDC is not a win. It is all part of an illusion because the win for those at the top
Don't keep
comes
going.
from when adoption feels like a choice. And right now, this victory feels like a win, but it is an illusion of the win. Make no mistake, the plan is absolutely still in place. But for those thinking, okay, well, now I'm wise to this, no, thank you. What happens when your employer starts paying through these rails?
Yep. Thank you.
When your investments settle through these rails, when your bank or businesses all adopt these, when the payment systems themselves only operate on this infrastructure, that's another way they hook people into the system. See, while everyone, this brings me back to the start of the video, while everyone's so focused on the front door of what's happening with CBDCs, no one is seeing that they're going around the side and entering from the back. So here's where this leaves us today. The infrastructure for this programmable future financial system isn't just a distant future or coming someday. It's being built right now. And once everything is running through those digital rails, you won't have the option to opt out anymore. They can close the exits because, again, your money, which is really just your currency, will be 100% under their surveillance and their control. But there is still something that you can own, a way to protect your wealth outside of the push of their button, outside of that one unified ledger, outside of the big brother surveillance and total control, which is ultimately something with no counterparty risk. It doesn't exist in the digital world, but in the physical world. And yes, I am talking about physical gold and silver. This is not some theory. This is happening right now. Now, the optics are to keep everyone under control and keep everyone in the system. Because once people realize what's happening, it will have been too late. It will be at that point you won't have the ability to make those choices for yourself. Which is why, if you don't already own gold and silver, or you do, but you want to make sure you're protected for what's coming next, I highly recommend you call us at the number below. You will get no AI assistant, right? You will get a real person here because we are real people who care and have been helping people for the last 30 years protect their wealth outside of the system. It's education like this video that will help us understand what's coming next, but it's action that you take before that happens that will truly protect you. So again, call us at the number below, click the link in the description down below, and talk to real people who understand the risks of what's coming next and how to protect yourself before it's too late. And as always, thank you so much for being here. I'm Taylor Kenny with ITM Trading, your trusted source for all things gold, silver, and lifelong wealth protection. Until next.
And then, okay, until next time. Oh, of course, we're very small. Until next time, she says. And that's something that we wanted to make sure we share it with you all. The resources. We've got to start passing on resources, but there's a lot of stuff that she basically unpacked that we're going to have to, and Mr. Thomas, you know, there's two of us here, so.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's make sure everyone can see who we are. Let's go. So what we want to do is we're going to have a discussion now because that information is more prevalent today than you may think. I don't know if you guys are really aware of what some of those terms are, but we're going to go over some things. CBDC versus stable coins. First of all, what is a CBDC?
Central bank digital currency.
You need to speak up. And
I'm sorry. It is a central bank. A central bank digital currency. It is programmable money that was created with the onset of FedNow.
And I want to clarify that because it's programmable currency, because we don't want you thinking that that's money, because there's a difference between money and currency. For those who are new to the platform, my name is Ruby Thomas. I teach digital financial literacy, because you can't get ahead without financial literacy. I don't care who you are, how much money you think you got rolling. If you don't have a level of financial literacy, and especially today, digital, understanding the terrain your finances live on, the rules are made around digital finances. And if you don't have digital financial literacy, you will not succeed going forward as much as you would like.
Yeah.
So we are here. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't live in the world today. There is already going on a learning curve that needs to be had by the average person. You know, I'm not talking PhDs and science and maths majors. I'm talking about the average person who are functioning in cash. If you don't have the basic financial literacy in digital finances, you will not succeed within this next few years. That curve for 2030, they were talking about holding off digital, the CBDCs. Weren't they talking about getting rid of it, not doing it at all at one point?
But they're not.
A couple of years ago.
So first of all, one of the things that have to be really acknowledged and put on Front Street is the government does not produce anything they don't plan to use right off the jump. And she said it clearly. They have put payment rails in place. They've changed.
Don't produce money, remember?
They produce payment rails and ways to move finances around. Okay. And you also have to.
For you too. Go ahead. Say what it is.
Okay.
Payment rails. I want to be really honest. You and I speak a language, and I'm not trying to correct you. I'm trying to let you know that we got some folks that are just walking in for the first time. Okay. Names I've never seen. We don't know them folks, and we appreciate you coming in and listening in. But we want to make sure we're not speaking over your head.
Okay, payment rails. Okay, payment rails. Let me break it down very simply. You know how you go to your bank and they tell you if you swipe your card, it'll go through the banking process. Someone will see it and your funds get processed. They're changing that. They're automating it, putting in AI. You no longer have a say in it once it goes through. Once you make the swipe, it used to be you would think it'd take a day or so to process certain things. No, it is now instantaneous.
Almost.
Not
exactly. Yes.
Almost, but a lot faster than the old ways, which would say they could say, well, it takes 24 hours. No, there's no human being back checking. It is all AI generated, AI agents working the doors. And one of the things that came up that was really relevant that people, I don't know if everyone heard, when an AI agent has protocols in place, or an AI itself has protocols in place, they only see things one way, and they get to decide who gets to spend, where you get to spend, and how you get to, or even if you get to spend. So these are the payment rails that we're referring to when CBDCs are being supposedly pushed to the side and AI rails are already in place.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna. I gotta recap that. That was a little confusing. All right, so clarifying that a little for everybody. And look, Mr. Thomas and I don't always agree about everything. That's not how this works. We're not in agreement. This is a conversation. This is why we do this the way we do it. You know, some people might not understand. When you come to people shows, they got an agenda. Our agenda in this case is to let you hear from a conversation space. You know, we have certain understandings. I have a certain level of education. He has a certain level of education and experience. There's a level of experience he has that I do not have. And it's nothing's wrong. And I need to make sure we bring that to the space. There's nothing wrong.
We just hear it and see it.
No, it's not only that. There's a difference in conversation. I've always write down my notes, by the way. So let's clarify one thing. A CBDC is a central bank digital currency that happens to be what's considered programmable currency.
Correct.
Which is what the dollar is being replaced with. It's a new way for them to basically put out the currency for the country. That's what intention is. In 2030, they're saying, oh, we're putting it off to 2030. Yay! They didn't win anything. That 2030 still is going to come. Y'all get me? It's going to come. Conversation's coming up, and it's actually, so if it's something that you're not going to do and you've decided not to do until 2030, to create a program, and by the way, they're not creating it. We told you in 23, it was up and running. I told you, Taylor Kenny's kind of new to the game. I've been around for the last 8 to almost 10 years in this game. And I've been reporting on it for the last 5. CBDCs need a rail to run on. What is the easiest rail to run the new money on? One that money already runs on. Your cash dollars in your bank and every one of your dollar denominated accounts has something called a FedNow number. Welcome to the world of the one platform, one console payment.
The universal.
You already live there. The matrix is already up. Y'all got this? I hope you get this. And I'm hoping y'all are getting the truth about it. Don't believe me. Please, y'all, go to the US.gov. I love it. They hide nothing. FedNow, look it up. It's you can just put it in to your Google and look up what is FedNow. And guess what?
Simple.
It is already running.
Yep.
Everyone 2023.
Everyone having a number in an account that is being watched, monitored, and supervised over.
And if this is appalling and you kind of upset and you like, this can't be, I'm going to tell you in 2023, you didn't read a letter from your bank stating that some of the things in the background of this bank is going to change. Ask yourself in 2023, how much of your mail did you actually read from your banks?
How much we got tossed in the trash?
Not only that, how many of y'all who read your mail from your bank actually go into the updated disclaimer on all of the changing policies? You don't. So please don't lie to yourself. What we can do now is check the process and see what we can do. That's all we can do now.
All right, let me interject real quick. People have an innate habit of just checking okay when they say there's an update.
And that's the update online.
Do not check okay if you have not read it. Because okay means you're okay with whatever they say.
You're in agreement. It's like a vote. You just said, okay, I'm good with it. Whatever you say. Just to get to your banking app, you will click okay for this bank app has been updated. Did you get this message? Yep, click. Now take me to my balance.
That's all you want to do. Get to your balance.
You know what the problem is? They already know that about you. That is why they don't hide anything. You are going to have to pay attention to the finances through reading the documentation you signed up for. A lot of you have chosen, paperless, making it easier to ignore.
Yep.
How many of you actually read every one of your emails? I want you to think about your human behavior around your technology, because I teach digital financial literacy. To be literate, to be aware, to be in action. Because you made yourself aware, because that gives you power. Now, this conversation is not leading you off. I'm going to keep going. Mr. Thomas said something about, okay, we're going to talk about something else. You heard the young lady talk about stable coins. Yeah. Stable coins are basically coins that are pegged to the dollar value. Got it? Coins, remember this, coins that are crypto coins, and not just coins, but crypto coins. Now, CBDC is not crypto. I need you to clarify. Y'all are getting a masterclass. I told you it's Paid Forward Friday. You are getting a masterclass right now. Get a pen and paper.
I hope you're right.
Write this down and look it up later. And then you come to class, because there's more. There's the how-to after this. Go get your membership or go get pay for your class session, and let's go.
Let's get it.
Because it's time to stop being duped and lied to, and they seeing celebrations that's supposed to be for the people by your representatives lying to your face. They're making you think it's a win when it's a loss for the masses. It's a win for big business.
Individuals.
No, it's a big business win. Major corporations, because who do you think they're giving permission to run the new money on?
True indeed.
You think those small businesses gonna look like yours and mine?
Look, one of the notation, if you look into the Genius Act, and I know this is probably jump. The Genius Act.
You want to jump there?
Yeah, I'm right.
You want to jump there?
Let me pull it back. But
that's a class. That's not a conversation.
The
He's
Genius
talking
Act
about
for
the
real.
Genius Act, and y'all know we've been hearing about it left and right. Today is not, with the next 30 minutes is not the time to start the
It's
Genius
48
Act.
pages of good reading. Please.
What you can do is go look up the Genius Act and come back and say, hey, Miss Ruby, can we do a live reading of the Genius Act? And we can do that so that we get a better understanding. But Mr. Thomas goes in, he got all these dots connected, but we need y'all to get the dots connected in small increments. I'm not going to throw it all at you at once, but you come into if you come to a Zoom, a free Zoom, you're going to get the Genius Act conversation. If y'all come to Free Wednesday, you're going to get the Genius Act conversation. You're going to get to connect these dots for yourself and make a plan. The young lady was explaining about railways. Really, to be honest, all a bank is a railway. It's how money travels. It's how money gets transferred back and forth, and there's a set of rules behind it. So when you change the railways to be digital and programmed, meaning you know how the bank says, oh, we didn't pay that such and such because it looked like fraud. It looked like it's not normal, these activities, and they catch it, and you have to call them on the phone and talk to somebody and say, okay, well, that was you verified, that's me, blah, 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 and all of that. And it may take a little while to get your transaction done, but at least a person said, okay, well, we're going to do this. It's going to take us this long.
Yep.
And now you back up, looking about an hour, you should be able to do your thing. I want you to imagine all those actions being programmed into technology that can then say the conversation is over when you don't get to their final answer. They're not going to transfer to a human being because there's no longer a human being.
There's nobody in place.
That is what they're transferring this system over to, and we did tell you that. They were trying to figure out, because let me share something with you. Major corporations and the government don't trust each other.
They do blame each other.
They don't trust each other. They do not trust each other to hold this down. And you know what this thing is? It's really huge. The payment rails are how you and I spend money. Come on, somebody, let's say it again. The payment rails of this finances, worldwide no less, because the dollar is everywhere. That's what they're going to give control to. That's what they're deciding who gets control of. Are you in that conversation? Isn't your money in that conversation? But you're not in that conversation. So my question is if your money is still available to you right now, and you know that's what's coming, my question to you is, while you have the option, what are you going to get into that'll keep you out of that debate? Because they're fighting over how to manage your money without you.
One side says,
and they're only doing it with dollars. They're turning dollars into digital CBDCs. Now, the difference, we're going to add back the stable coin.
Okay.
Stable coins live on railways called blockchains. Blockchains have some flexibility. If someone controls the blockchain, like Tether is a company that controls USDT.
Yes.
Then you have USDC, which is Coinbase, and they control that dollar, or I should say that version of the dollar. These are companies where their technology controls the back and forth on a blockchain. That means that they have two versions of it. Come on now, masterclass, get that pen and paper. They got two versions of it. They have the kind that is controlled in their platforms, and then they move across open rails called blockchains. If you are in a private blockchain setting and you interact with that rail, only one side can be seen from the inside, what happens on the inside. That's why I told you, come to class, it get interesting. I love to show this physically, you know what I'm saying? The problem is that you guys are all exposed all the time. Your ID connects to every transaction. When you take cash out of the bank, that's when you go into the dark. That is what they're getting rid of. Imagine every time you spent money on what you spent it on. Some of y'all like personal stuff. Some of y'all like sex toys. Some of y'all like to watch some questionable things. Some of y'all like to spend money extravagantly. some of you eat certain types of foods that you know you're not supposed to eat. I need you to imagine the day.
Excuse me.
Imagine the day, and I want you to pay close attention, that the only income that you get is not only being monitored, but it is also being controlled as to what you get to spend it on. So you are on government funds. You are on the government funds on Medicaid. Y'all on Medicaid. You are overweight. Okay?
True statement.
You're overweight. You have high blood pressure, cholesterol. When you get to the supermarket, your finances in your bank account can only buy you foods that are deemed okay because of your health care, your health. They limit what you can buy and eat because you have a health problem, and your health problem is on the government funds. Oh yeah, baby. Yes. Your actual menu, what you can buy, is built on you can't buy certain foods. You got to put them away. That's not on your ration. Y'all understand yet how nasty this can get? Oh my gosh, you live in certain area, you can't wear certain types of clothes.
Nope.
Oh, that's extravagant. That's too much money. Block your account. Explain why you're buying these things when you are on the government funds. Okay, you have a certain job. Now you have a certain job. You can drive a certain car in a certain space. Why you think they want them to all go digital? They are connecting all the dots around you, and you are saying nothing. You keep thinking that legislation, it's not important to vote. If you're going to stay in the matrix, you better start using the matrix rules that work.
You know, the only thing I can say to that, and you know, it's funny, I was actually doing some research last night. I was actually working on learning some AI agent stuff, and I was working with Claude. And one of the things that you just said it perfectly. They are laying out a chain of events to make sure that you stay in a line, so they focus all the AIs that are coming to you to work a certain way.
Yeah.
Like you said it perfectly. You know, they went and did research around the idea of having how certain economic areas are affected by healthcare, living expenses, and violence. Those are the three things they had put. Then they say, what can we do to modify these things so we can alleviate the overhead or the expenditures? First they said, and when
can't just drop it.
No, they have to come up with a plan, and then there's a chain of focused events they're going to put in place. The same way they're putting this CBDC protocols in place and FedNow protocol, there's a chain of events. They've been using the AI system to actually create a plan of universal control of everything.
Okay, one of the things I do not want to be scaring people around AI. It is not AI. It's a tool. It's a tool. Because when people do that, that gets me, because now you desperately need to learn how to use AI before you become used by AI.
That is a true statement.
And that is what we're trying to say. I'm sorry.
That's what I was leading to.
It was more scary than for too long. And then I don't want you to stop using Claude. I want you to understand how Claude can be used. That's what he's getting at. Y'all get where I'm coming from? There's so many things. We actually teach that in our platform. We actually teach the use of AI, creating content and creating your work processes with Claude.
Yes.
Some of you all can be actually getting jobs that you are being held over because an AI can help you do it, but you don't know how to use it. This is going back to digital financial literacy. If you don't understand the digital, you are really not financially literate. You cannot access the world that digital world that's being created. So it's time for us to start coming together and start teaching this. Who teaches this? Where do you go? Well, we've been telling y'all, go sign up on P2G, show up on a Wednesday. We'll explain all the other classes that you pay for and how to get them paid. But you see, y'all are worried about somebody selling you something when you're not educating yourself to exactly what is out there to get.
What's needed to get.
My loves, your governments are not going to teach you how to overthrow them in your personal life. Not talking about overall, but they're not going to teach you how to live beyond needing them. That is not the function of government.
The design is to have you be in a space of searching for the carrot that they hold.
So now the idea for you is to start searching, going further beyond, to learn how to depend less and to control more. Does that make sense? I hope that's hitting
It should
somebody.
make it should hit it should land home very very passionately.
And unfortunately, most of y'all, I work and I got my own money and all of this. You
Your
don't
money is,
control what your money is worth.
and they just said it earlier. What happens when the payment rails are your businesses that the companies that you work for are on the same payment rails,
Mhm.
and they're controlling the way the flow of the income comes. You can get what you get, but
Wait,
you
but that's the part that I thought was brilliant. What makes you think that you will have an option to be out of the system once it's changed? They will tell you for a while you have an opt in, and then you won't. Y'all remember COVID? Yeah, we had to fight that tooth and nail. Yes, we did. Have to fight it tooth and nail. And now people are being sued for what those who said would happen is happening.
yep.
Folks are dying from that. I'm sorry, from that particular, you know, situation. Can't say the thing. But during COVID, a lot of people had to fight to get their personal rights to their autonomy,
To their
to your
body.
body. Now you lose rights to everything else, and you think that that's going back to that's coming back. It's not. This is not something you personally control until you make another decision and choice to do it a different way. So like I said, what we're showing people how to do is to exist on multiple terrains so that you are inside and outside and functioning in a control base for yourself. We're teaching you how to be able to have alternatives to the current system. So you're not stuck. You want to talk about a permanent caste system? Control the actual money.
Mm.
Control the actual use of the money.
Do you guys understand what a caste system
No, no,
is?
let me break that down. Don't worry, I won't leave you out there. A caste system is where wherever you're born, you stay socially in society. Look it up. CASTE. It's a caste system. Look it up. It is real. It exists around the world, still till today.
Till today.
Yes, but very, very few, very few places. My love, if you think you are in a democracy, good luck with that. If you think you're in a republic today, good luck with that. I want you all to start realizing this has changed a long time ago. When they changed the money, they began to move through. So learn where you live and how you truly are living, what you're really living around, so that you can gain some control of choice.
Know the game that you got to be playing right now.
So now this is the thing. What do we do about this? We get together. We learn about things like gold and silver, and we acquire them quickly. We learn how to control our budgets, control the very, very little things that we have control over. You have control over every penny and dime that you own. See, this is the thing you don't see as value. Your control over little things like pennies and dimes and nickels can change the dollar values of your life. But Miss Ruby, I don't have those. Got a question. How many of y'all pulled the coins off the ground, out the seat cushions of your car or your house? My loves, it's time to start looking for value in your life. There's other areas. Some of y'all have too much stuff. Y'all done got so much stuff you don't use it. Well, go find out else who can use it and get rid of it. $5 here, $5 there changes the world. Oh, are you gonna tell me get some of that Bitcoin? You damn right, because Bitcoin is a heck of a tool to get what you want to
It's
get.
a transition tool.
And it's on an open blockchain. You don't have that private blockchain process. We'll teach you how to move. But you got to start by deciding and choosing that today is the day all that ends. Some of y'all been calling me with some serious issues. Y'all got to recoup funds from places in Ponzi schemes. I've been actually doing that for the last week, helping people get their money from class actions, from Ponzi schemes that they got involved with crypto schemes that they got involved with. That finally the government they're gonna get their money back and everything, but they don't know how to do it. Let's stop having you get caught up in Ponzi schemes. You need cyber safety training. You get that here because I saw it as essential when I got scammed.
Well, I got.
So we created that for the community. This is holistic. It is an all-in-one place where everything you come with is addressed. You are a whole person. You have strengths and shortfalls, and we see you and we work with you. Mr. Thomas, what do you do? Doesn't matter. You have to see it. He's so crazy. You don't want to see it? Yeah, I love it. We got you. You guys are around. I want you not to be just in these boxes. I want you to come and join us in the real world. And you can do that no matter where you are. That's why I said P2G went global. I don't know if you guys realize. We went global a while ago, but we are now claiming our global status.
Yes, indeed.
Helping people is not just in Harlem. It's not just where we at. We've been helping people around the world with whatever is going on with them. There's folks in other countries. Because you think this is just happening to you? Let me explain the plan. The unified government world railways is just that. Worldwide. You don't think your government's gonna shut you down in your country and stop talking and doing business other ways.
Oh no, not ever.
So why do you not think they have a world conference where the leadership gets together and talk about how our business, our finances will talk to your finances?
G7, G20, BIS.
Y'all heard these things?
IMF.
We told you take some notes. Once you verify everything that we say or not, you're welcome to come and either complain, counter, or have a conversation that goes to the next level. Come to class so that we can do this on a regular with you. One of the things I let you know is that classes are taking places. They're not waiting for you. Folks are getting in and getting it together. They're figuring it out. One young lady came to me and she was like, "Yo, Ruby, you taught us that." Yeah, I taught you that. She was like, "Well," and one of the people asked me, we teach you how to use your technology because you have Zoom, you got StreamYard, you got all of these platforms you don't know how to do.
Absolutely.
But you know what they say? A closed mouth don't get fed. So if you're gonna be quiet, I can't help you.
And I gotta be mindful, right? Because I just rattled off a bunch of acronyms that I know. So let me go over them real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The BIS, Bank of International Settlements, IMF.
Wait. Just because you tell us what the names are,
okay,
don't mean they know what they
The
mean.
Bank of International Settlement is the League of Nations that get together and decide how money and banking transactions occur.
All right.
IMF,
Okay.
International Monetary Fund or Foundation, depending on where you're from. Those are the people who are also in the same area of the BIS. And they actually decide where, and they show and they research. That's a research organization. And they share what's happening with money around the world and how it's affected politically, geopolitically, and economically and socially.
And they have summits every year that they put on YouTube.
Yes.
Y'all can go watch them to see what was actually said. And can I share a little funny anecdote? They have these things during focal points that you are not paying attention. So they'll have it like during the time we're watching like a major game. They'll do it when there's holidays.
Yep.
They'll do it so you're not paying attention to the financial change shift like most people who have money. People who are wealthy pay attention to those things. They don't go off eating, they don't have barbecue. They don't have barbecue dates. They do that when they want to. Y'all have specific dates you can get off to do that. Y'all gonna be distracted, so that's when they go in and they start moving things around and announcing the changes they're making.
It was funny. Last year they were here in America at Jackson Hole.
Mississippi?
Jackson Hole, Mississippi.
Hold up.
And they held the International Monetary Conference there, and they talked about what was happening with money while we were all barbecuing July 4th.
So they chose July 4th to come to America to talk about the world finances while we were barbecuing. 4th of July last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, what did I tell you about the distraction? It's real.
And the other two, I'm going to tell you about the other two.
Uh-huh.
The G7 is the 7 wealthiest nations that get together and talk about what's happening with money and how they're going to move around, operate around the petrodollar currently. And G7 is the 20 most wealthiest country. The wealthiest
G7?
G7 and the G20.
Okay, G20.
The G20 is the one where they talk about the GDP of the 20 most influential countries and their gross product that goes around the world.
So when he says GDP,
GDP, the gross national product.
thank you. We gotta. Sometimes I gotta remind Mr. Thomas, I'm the trainer, I'm the teacher, as y'all can tell. This gentleman right here runs pretty much everything else, and I am like, yeah. He's got caught on this conversation in no time, and he's in it, but on it. He's on his research. He's doing the handling, taking care of how how this affects us, making sure you get the right information on the show. And then when we come in, y'all come into class, I break it down in how we use this information, how to put it into action. Because education without application is dead. You just talking. Aren't y'all tired of people talking and not showing, proving what we can do? This not having an effect for you? Well, we tell you right now, you're welcome to come and join us. We're on P2G Networks. We have a website.
Yes,
we have classes, and we have programs. Now, one of the things I'm going to put up first is we have right now, I'm in the process of creating a fundraiser for our kids to get this. And on Sunday, July 12th, we're going to be doing this on July 12th. From now on, our master classes and all of our live weekend classes will be on Sundays. And for $49, you will be able to make a donation that'll educate you as to how to start acclimating crypto as a use case in business, in your entrepreneurship, even for nonprofits to grow funds with fundraising. You can now fundraise using them. We're going to show you how to get personalized payment rails, not the ones that are made to manage you, but the ones that you can manage. And that's what you're going to be getting when you get a seat. You can either come in yourself or go get a ticket or a seat for your bit to have someone come in for training for your business. Do know that all the funds from this particular platform is being donated to Crypto Kids Entrepreneurs Program toward the end of August. We're going to be putting that flyer up and getting people signed up. We need to get 20 seats in the house. It's $100 a week for each child that comes in, and we're looking to do 20 seats. So we hope you guys help us build those funds so our future is handled. If you would like to have your kids on the list, I want you to reach out to us through the P2G website currently. Our new website will be up, and those who join the free membership on the old website will then be sent an invitation for the new website's free membership. I love it. I love it. So coming into this, our other Sunday class is our Sunday Financial Literacy Live.
I love it.
This is our how to do, get it done, stop talking, let's walk program. First week, we're going to get you, what you're going to go is going to grow from small amounts to profits. The first thing you do is you're going to come in and you're going to leave with assets.
Yep.
You're going to learn how to immediately access assets, hard, digital, whichever. And we'll be talking about how to build interest on those assets immediately. That's a live class. The next week, this is a monthly thing, y'all. This is a monthly membership. Get on the site, get your monthly membership. You come in every week and we do the work and you change your real life. Let's go, let's go. The next part is you're going to bankroll projects for passive income. Every bit of what you just created, you're going to learn how to bankroll digital projects and world financial projects. So you start making some money when you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get where I'm coming from? That's the reality of it
The
all.
Warren Buffett method.
If you won't get paid while you sleep, you are literally working till you die, and y'all know that. So we're going to show you multiple ways to bankroll projects that actually giving interest on a regular basis. So while you sleeping and the world is still making money, because we make money on an international, worldwide, 24/7 basis, not wait till a bell goes off in the morning.
9:30.
So double dipping on our third week is how to double dip on making your profits make you profit. Come on, baby. That's what I'm talking about. It's called building. We are building strategies and processes. Then we're going to get into week 4, which is how to grow safe, long-term projects, just like the banks. So that you're not out here wondering or flipping, how am I do this? How am I do this? One of the things I'm going to tell you right now, passive income is not a set it and forget it. Please get that straight. I hope y'all hear me more than once, understand the words that are coming out my mouth. Passive income is not a set and forget it.
Passive income requires study, research, and constant. Well,
So you have got to learn how to function in the space of managing your money. You got to be willing to do something every day around your wallet other than spend it. Because your behind and your body is paying for that activity. Look, you talking to somebody who have had to have somebody. I realize I'm going to be teaching y'all some stuff that just happened to me recently because I didn't dawn on me. And a lot of companies are having you guys sign up for stuff on recurring without knowing. I've had to get money back 2 times this week
and they put
because
it
I didn't get to opt in. I had to opt out and didn't know. I got hit up for 187 on one and 163 on the other for stuff I can do myself.
Yep.
All because I didn't realize that I was opting in on a group of processes financially. Guys, I want y'all to stop owing people, having people owe you money and not coming after it. I'm going to show you how to get your money back. I'm going to show you how to get the money that you're talking about you don't have so that you can start investing and building for yourself.
Absolutely.
See, my babies, we just have a lack of knowledge. It's not because we're stupid. It's not because we're dumb. It's not because we're undereducated. It's because we're not aware and we are not clear on what we don't know. We just don't know what we don't know. And that is why, as we learn, we are considered elders now, because not because of age.
No, not at all.
But because of knowledge. We are now the elders of the group. And then when you become the elders is when you get new information. You come into your eldership because you now have the responsibility to pass that on. And not just to our kids, but to one another. It is time for us to have if you're not on Wednesdays, you're not having conversations around what really matters. If you're not coming in on Sunday nights, I'm sorry, now it's Saturday. Sorry, we on Saturdays now. Y'all welcome to come in on Saturday. Our Saturday it's a status correction conversation, which really is just a conversation around what's really going on in ours. How it is our personal status. Why are we subject to these things?
We start at 7 o'clock on Saturday.
Exactly. We have a 1 hour session. You come in, we talk about some things that are going down, and then we start talking about taking action. What steps you could take to start correcting not just your status, but start correcting some of the things that you were having that are wronging you in your life. Some things you didn't know you was doing wrong and agreeing to that you don't have to no more. But you got to do your paperwork and know that it exists. And people ask me all the time, my relatives go, girl, you do it first. I want to get arrested. I say, it's funny, if I can put an application in with a government office that will actually stamp it and verify it, then it is not illegal. The problem is you didn't go through the reason those people got arrested, they didn't go through the paperwork to get verified by the government so they can stop doing the nonsense. Very simple. You don't need to get permission. You just have to take control. When you want to understand your power in your life, and Mr. Thomas, I'm going to say this for the last thing I'm going to say. When you want your power back, we're having those conversations on Saturdays, and we're doing the class that shows you exactly step by step on Sundays. We love you. And that is my gift to you. This whole class is my gift to you on Friday. Pay it forward Friday. Mr. Thomas?
I'm sorry, you just threw a whole master class together in a matter of an hour. And I don't know whether you guys took notes, but if you didn't take notes, go back, replay this.
Share it. Don't forget to share it.
Share it, like, subscribe. We love you guys inside the queue. We have, bring it with you.
And thank you for everyone who has been here with us through all of the time that we spent. We are not going to stop loving on y'all. Y'all get that? We are not going to stop standing up for our community and what's missing.
And we got Brother Q, Black Casper's in the building, Tyrone, Brian, right?
Absolutely.
We had one guy called Robotic over here, and he was really, he had all hearts up there, like robot. Yes.
I love it.
And we're on multiple platforms. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Clapper,
Clapper
and
and stereo. I'm just gonna share this with you. Life is bigger than we give ourselves granted or give ourselves grace for. It's time for us to start having real life conversation. If all you do is check in with me on this, it's fine. But I prefer to be able to talk with you and say hi and see how you're doing and make sure your family okay because you're family. This is a family table and you just joined the Thomases for breakfast. And we thank you. And on that note, we must get moving.
Peace. We're out of here. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Ooh, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, see you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday.